Wow, I am all about the contrasting colors. So today I have a story that is based off of an award-winning essay, which is based off of a more than slightly dramatized true story. I have made reference several times to the fact that I play the oboe. To be honest, I wasn't really sure what an oboe was or what it sounded like. I just thought the name sounded cool. I should have probably Google searched what the oboe sounded like and how you played it and stuff, and I probably could have saved myself a lot of trouble in the future, but 6th grade me didn't apparently think like that. So fast forward about 3 years and now you have me entering the 9th grade. We start marching band in high school, and at this time I was not aware of the fact you can't march on the oboe. So now I have an issue with I don't know what I'm going to play in marching band, but luckily the answer to my problem came to me in a tambourine and a pair of mallets. I get to play pit percussion. The job of the pit percussionist is to play mallet instruments and also play instruments to keep the beat, like the tambourine and cowbell, but fun fact, I can't keep a beat. I actually remember sitting on my piano teacher's bench in 1st grade and having her explain beats to me, and I very clearly remember thinking, this isn't important, I won't listen to her and I'll just screw myself over several years in the future. Being tied down to these large mallet instruments means that we don't actually get to march on the field or in the drills or anything. We just stand on the sidelines and just look really doofy as we play our instruments. There's also the whole issue with parade marching. I mean, obviously you can't roll the xylophone down the street with you as you march along, which is what I actually originally thought the pit percussionist did. I'm just gonna slap 9th grade me for being kind of stupid. So what did the pit percussionist do when the band marches in parades? Again, this question was answered for me, except this time in the form of a large $800 banner. Pit percussionists get to carry the very large banner that has the school's name written in very large and very obnoxious letters, and it's really kind of redundant because it's not like our band uniforms also say the school names in equally large and obnoxious letters. For some reason this banner also cost $800, which my band director made sure to tell us on several occasions, and he put the person that can't march in charge of it. Good choice. There were 3 pit percussionists the year I did it. The banner only requires 2 people to carry it, so what does the 3rd person do? 3rd person gets to march a couple of feet behind the banner and push it forward if the wind happens to blow it back. However, if there is no wind, you just march a couple feet behind the banner looking like an idiot and living in fear of getting whacked by one of the color guard's flags. Guess who this lucky 3rd person was? Okay, so maybe I could have dealt with having a really crappy job in parades and not actually being able to participate in the drills, but there was one thing that made me hate pit percussion entirely, and that was the xylophone. So this xylophone, it's kind of weathered. Keys are warped from it being left out in the rain. There's chips in the keys from when overly aggressive teenage boys hit it too hard. Obviously, it's not in the best condition. Worst thing about it was its wheels. They squeaked horribly, like a colony of mice slowly and brutally getting stabbed to death, and one of the wheels didn't like to do the thing where it stayed attached to the xylophone. We had to drag all the pit percussion stuff out to the field every morning, and for some reason I always got stuck dragging the xylophone out there. Every time I would hit a bump, this devil wheel would fall off, and if I didn't notice it in time, the entire xylophone would start tipping over. I would usually manage to catch it before it hit the ground. However, there was one time when I wasn't so lucky, and it wasn't just on a normal band rehearsal day. It was during one of the football games, in front of the entire school and a large amount of the town I live in. We had just finished marching our halftime show, and me and the other pit percussionists had to hurry back to where our stuff was so we could drag it off the field before it was occupied by the swarms of football players. One of them grabbed the bells and the other one grabbed all the smaller equipment, leaving me with a xylophone. I grabbed the larger end of the xylophone and swing it around, but that freaking wheel catches on a bump and falls off, and this time I'm not able to catch the xylophone before it completely topples over. So now the xylophone is laying on its side on the edge of the field, the remaining wheels spinning pathetically. So this is great. So I'm just standing there looking down at this god dang xylophone, thinking I am screwed, instead of helping my own cause. Luckily, one of the football managers was nearby and she helped me push the xylophone upright and stick the wheel back on, and I'm able to push it back to the band trailer. That was kind of the last straw for me, although that was only the second football game, so I had to deal with it like 4 more times. I decided a few years after I graduate, I'll go back to the school and see if that xylophone is still around, and if it is, I will super glue that wheel back on, because I do not want the future generations of inept oboe players to suffer the way I did. Award-winning essay content. I will catch you on the flippity flip. Bye.